Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. I know it's early this morning. I'm still in my jammies. The sun is just now starting to lightening the sky. I got up early. We're working today in our interactive journal, and my version of interactive is having something to do on each page, whether it's a pocket, a tuck, or gate doors, or flip ups and outs. It's just something to do. Well, last time we did, set this over here. We did this one here, and it's basically just a little mini journal inside of our bigger one, and it flips this way all the way out here, and then it also comes this way, and I have a little pocket here, so it's just, and there's another pocket here. It's just a little something where you can open it up and make little notes, little journal entries, places to tuck things. But now we have this side, and we've got to put something here. So what I want to start with is just doing something with the background. And what I was thinking was, let me see if I can get them over here. This thing is heavy and it's trying to pull it off the shelf. These are all my regular size Tim Holtz inks. That's what it is, inks. And I wanted something. See, I've got Tattered Rose. That's a little bit light. I have Victorian Velvet, and I have a Bundled Sage. I think I'm going to go with the Bundled Sage today. Now, you don't have to stick with the browns and the browns and blacks all the time. And what I have, we've used like these type of brushes, and they're good. But then I found this one here. Yeah, I tried it out. So I thought, well, let's try this one today. And this is something I got at the Dollar Tree. So all I'm going to do is just come in here, and you see I started inward because that's where it's going to be covered up. So I'm going to go around here and get the edges all the way around. I'm not worried about the middle because it's not going to show. Okay. Get down there. Good enough. We've got color all the way around. Put the lid on that. Put that aside. I found this. It's just lip gloss. Usually we see them in the tubes, but I just thought it was neat. So now I've got that rolling around my desk. What I did was, get these. I took an envelope, and I did this before because you really don't need to see me sit here and put washi tape over everything. I deconstructed the envelope, and I've covered the inside with coffee stain paper. Now, these parts here hold a brad that has piece of lace that just had the little flower in it. I trimmed that out. So that's on both sides with the brad. And this, I glued over it to hide the back of the brad. So this is what I did to the back side. well, the flaps. And all I did was come in here with my washi tape. We all have washi tape. I had buku tons of washi tape. And I went through and downsized ridiculously. I sent a big package of it to a very dear friend of mine, Brenda Clark. And then as I did it again, just, at the end of last year, when I was still cleaning up in here, I ended up with another bag and sent it to my best friend, Sherry. So what I was left with were the colors I usually use. And I've got to use it. It's starting to get old. So all I did was I just went around in the directions and just covered the flaps. And yes, it does overlap here. Now, some of your washi tape, when it does get old, if it doesn't peel off right, you can stick it in your microwave for 3 to 5 seconds. And what that does is that heats up the glue enough so that you can peel it up again. And then you'll put it down and you'll find out that some places, some washi tape won't stick. So I pulled out my glue stick and all I did was run my washi tape over my glue stick and then put it where it needed to go. I tried going over the area, but evidently I put too much down and it dried before it fully adhered. And there were still some areas where it's starting to come up again because of the glue stick. It's not holding. So this is where you need your glue. And all I did was, just like I'm doing here, I put just a little smidge. Oh, come on out. And then just glue it down. Just that easy. So now I have my flaps and I have this, and I use just a little thin piece of string because I didn't want something big and bulky because I already have the brads. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere it right there. Very easy. So let me see which. It's cold in here this morning, so it's a bit difficult trying to get my glue to come out because it's cold. We have that one's not coming out very well. We have an air con because the den used to be a carport, and my parents enclosed it when my grandparents couldn't live in their house anymore. So my parents enclosed it and made this my grandparents' room. So it's a huge room, and there's a full bathroom on the other side, and it was great. So now it's our den. And you see, I'm getting all up here around, making sure I've got some on the washi tape because I want to make sure it sticks. And now I'm going to come in the middle and get it. Hopefully, this is what happens to glue when it's cold. It doesn't want to come out. And then having arthritis in your hands doesn't help. Okay, good enough. So I'm going to center it as best I can. And if it's not quite centered, that's okay. Put the lid on that. And then come in here and just mush it all down in the center. So now we have this. So we need something to go in here. And see, I just had it. Wait, oh, I was sent this little thing, and I'm not going to untie it because then it's hard to get it tied back, which I probably end up doing. And all it is a little thing where you can put just a little pocket in there. That's it. That's all it is. So we want to fill our pocket inside. And this will also, while we're doing that, gives that glue time to adhere. So I'm going to pull out, remember we put, we did our pocket here. So we have our little bags in here. Let's see, how tall is that? So I need something that's going to be lower down. And I don't think I'm going to have anything short enough in there. So I'll put this one back where it belongs. Back in our pocket. And then come in here with these. I have just a little card there. We can journal on the back of that. A nice little picture from, I don't think I want to use that one yet. What do we got here? We've got a tea card and another little tag. So we'll use these. And then we can put this one back in here, which is the whole reason for our pocket. So we've got things that we can hold on to that we know we want to use in here. And then I'll open up our little pocket and stick those right in there. And then I'm going to put our ribbon right back around here. Maybe. All right, come on. You came off, you go back on. Yes, I talk to things. There. Now that's all back. And now I can put this right inside here. So now I have things I can journal on in here. I've got all this in here I can journal on. Now to close this, if I close it like a normal envelope, this isn't really going to catch that well. So what I want to do is I'm going to fold these two sides down and then come in here with this. And then we've got our little string, and we will, come on, you go back under there. Just simple, you know, tie it around, like just in a figure 8 or however you want to do it. So, and I want this long enough so that it doesn't, or short enough so that it doesn't, you know, flap out all the way. So now we've got this page done. And you see how thick those are? That's why we're using the fin method. So now I can come in here, make sure I've got it right. And we're going to attach this to the front of our third fin, just like that. So to attach it, let me see, where is my, I'm going to use the tape. Find Jack over here. And there it is. Sometimes finding the ends of these things are just horrid. Now all right, you close up a minute. Getting things out of the way. When you put your tape on, I like putting my tape, you know, down here on one side or the other, and then come back on the other side and put glue. So I'm going to set this almost as close to, do I want to do, let's do bottom. As close to the outside that I can, or to that edge. And then I'll take this off here. Now I do have some that's hanging over here a little bit. Not a problem. We'll just snip that off. Because Jack's really not going to tear that very well. Now, the one thing you have to remember is you do have to burnish this part down. And now, bring in my pokey tool and take up the tape. Now I'm going to come in here between the tape and the fold line there is where I'm going to put my glue. So, and I know I've told y'all why I do this in the past. I had done a very special anniversary memory album for Nikki's mom. And she loved it. And she was showing all of her friends. But after a while, because I had just used the tape, the pages were starting to come undone. So I went back. She asked me if I could fix it. I told her certainly. And that's when I started doing the tape and the glue. Okay. Actually, that should go on the back of that one, but we're going to come in here. Because I already put the glue on this side. And just set that down there. And there's our fin. There's the front of that one. All done. Now we still need to do something here, but I mean, look how full it is already. And we've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 more pages to go. But look how full we have that. You know, we have our flip up and flip out with a pocket. And there's a pocket there. And you can put pictures of whatever you want in here. Put that around. Here we have pockets. And we have our gate door with a pocket inside, and you can journal on this side too. We have pockets here that when you lift, you take off the paper clip, these fold out. Get those down in there a little bit better. All those fold out with a journaling spot in the middle. Now, if yours tend to fall out like mine are doing, don't worry about it. But see, each one will hold the bottom one in, and then all I did was come in here with a paper clip and see if I can get it down there now, just to hold that top over. Here we have our waterfall, and that I'm so happy I figured that out, because I was doing it this way, but I did not have enough room on the bottom to put, you know, one like this, because I was too close to the edge. Here we have the crisscross pockets that go all the way up, and these little envelopes have, you know, other little things inside them. So there's a lot of things to explore in here. And then, of course, the one that we did last time with our fold out with a pocket and another pocket, and different places in here that you can journal. You know, we have this one here. So, and then this one we did today, which is our envelope enclosure. So, we've done quite a bit. Like I said, it would have taken me too long just to sit here and do all that. And then, of course, you got to wait for the glue to dry. So, we're saving the covers for last. And the reason why I'm doing that is because if I'm putting something in here and I've got a bulky cover, you know, it'll either crush what's on the cover, or it'll make it very difficult to get stuff inside. So, there is a reason. And I did leave a long piece of seam binding, dyed seam binding, because I'm using it as pulls to tags, which I'll need to do some more, because, you know, I've got all this left. But this is what we've been working on today. If you've enjoyed what I've shared with you this early morning, give me a thumbs up. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you're not, please hit that subscribe button. Excuse me. Tuesdays and Thursdays are our journaling days. We're either working in our interactive journal or our Jewel Tone Victorian journal, which we're almost through with this one. Well, I can't say almost, probably a little over halfway, but it's coming along really, really nice. And then Saturdays is a whatever's on our desk, my desk, whether it's cleaning or tips or, you know, different little hints or whatever. Those are our Saturdays. I do have an Etsy shop. Right now, there's not much in it, but there will be more going in it soon. I will, if I can remember how to do it, leave the link to the Etsy shop in the description box below. So, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And until next time, bye guys.